In this video, I am going to give you an overview of how to make an assessment for your students using Google Forms, and from there, I will show you how to auto-grade that assessment as well. If you're a visual person, this might be all you need, but if you want to look at it written out and you want to kind of read through the process, I'll provide instructions for that as well. So the easiest way to do this is to log into your Google account and simply search for Google Forms. Okay, create and analyze surveys for free. We'll click that Google Forms. Go to Forms, and that opens up a form for us. So the first thing you can do is you can name the form. For example, let's say this is called Ancient Egypt Test. And you hit OK. Automatically, since I'm logged into my drive, this is saving this assessment in my drive already. Okay? There are a few different settings. I'm going to require Mapleton Local Schools login to view this form. That means only students from my school can see this test, can take part in this test, that kind of thing. Okay? There are a few different question formats. There's multiple choice. If it's one word answer you're looking for, you can use text. I've used true and false in here before. If it's a short answer, you're going to want to select paragraph text. If you're wanting them to choose more than one options, you can do check boxes or choose from a list. Okay, those are all different options that you have there. The ones that I have found that work best for auto grading are either multiple choice only and one word answer only. You can still use auto grade and then just manually grade the short answers at the end. I've done that as well. I would suggest using a combination of those for the easiest auto grading. So let's say first we're doing a multiple choice question. Let's say we want to ask, for our first question, let's say, what is the process ancient Egyptians used to preserve bodies? Is it cremating? Is it embalming? Or is it burial? After the question is complete, we're just simply going to hit done, and then we can add another item. So let's say this time we want to add a text-based question to show you what that looks like. Let's ask what is the name of the famous river flowing through Egypt? And their answer would go here, which would then be Nile. One thing I forgot to mention last time, we do want to click required question for both of these, because that means that the students actually do have to answer them. So any assessment, you want the questions to be required. So both of these are required questions. They're both in here. If we want to number them on our test, we can do that too. And just by clicking it, we can come back in here. So let's say we want to call this one question number 1. And then we want to hit done. And let's say we want to call this one question number 2. And then we want to hit done. It is very user-friendly for the editing process in terms of that. If you want to go to the next page, there's something called a page break that we can insert, and that just means that it's the end of the page, and if we want to add a title, we can. If we just want it to be a page break, delete that and hit done. And now after page 1, here would be page 2 of our test. And by page, it means what appears on the screen on the same frame for the student without clicking to the next. Okay? Another thing we can insert is an image or a video. If you're doing park prep, since they are required to analyze videos on park language arts tests, videos would be a great thing to add. For social studies, science, math, language arts, really any content, images to analyze and to help. If you're doing social studies, you could add a picture of a map here to have them answer questions about a map, or pictures of an artifact, anything like that. If you're teaching science or math, maybe a chart, a graph, or a grid would be helpful here. And there are really all kinds of things you can do to customize your test. And in terms of layout, the text, all those kinds of things, you really just need to play around with it until you find a format that you do like. For this task, I would like you to create at least 5 questions of an assessment. Try to make it one that you might actually use, so you get something out of it, maybe for your content area. Just a quick 5-question test. Or if you would rather do a survey format, you could do a survey format as well. In my classroom, I've used student feedback surveys before on here and have had quite a few students utilize that as well. But 5-question assessment would probably be best.